Well,
It's Friday.
it is. It is Friday, and there's Kraken. And I don't know. In local news, I found my hat. How do I look? It fits me and everything.
Adorable.
Does it look adorable? I should have had this thing reblocked a long time ago. Alexander customized. It's got a little. Oh, I was wearing it backwards. It's got a little hole in the thing. Does that look any better?
I liked it the other way.
You do? Well, why don't I wear it like this and do like, ye old prospector kind of thing, up in the mountains. Wouldn't that be? Actually, it kind of looks like a trilby. If I steam cleaned it, in theory. I used to wear this unironically. Okay, howdy folks, it's Friday. Oh, you want to do a wrist check?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, well, it's wrist check, kind of an impromptu one, because it turns out neither of us were wearing watches. So I actually went through my watch box, and I'm like, I haven't worn this one in a while. It's a 7548 7000C. It's the Japan only with the 150 resist and the blue resist text. Gold, light gold insert. This insert's a little faded. High polished gold hands. And just sort of a gray black hand sweep. I have this on a Z199, one of Seiko's greatest bracelets. I love this watch, actually. I just haven't been looking at my watches.
As for me, I looked at the box and I said, oh, right, this watch.
That's cool. It's a cool watch.
So I got this because I was reading a biography on FDR, and in the pictures they had these tank watches, and I was like, I don't have one, I want one.
Yeah, actually, it looks really good on you. Mm-hmm. It really does.
So there.
That's awesome.
A tank watch from the 30s or 40s, I don't remember.
Yeah, something like that. It's somewhere wartime-ish. That looks actually really, really good on you.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, who's a good kitty? Who's a beautiful kitty?
There.
She's a good kitty, and she's a beautiful kitty.
And she give me evil look because I'm not petting her. Okay, so should I get to it?
Nothing to it but to do it.
So this is from...
Just like those fenders. I swear by the ocular being, the god of watchmakers, that I'm getting those two front fenders off and that front bumper. I'm gonna do it this weekend.
Groovy. Okay, so this is from the Bell-matic Part 1 video. So the first one... Hey, it happened again. I think the space heater's dying.
No. It's that thing's a shitty old plug. No, I'm sorry. The
extension?
Plug, yeah, no, the thing on the extension, it doesn't have... It's one of Dad's really old ones. And so because he'd never upgraded a lot of the stuff in the house, they were two-prongers. And so he, pulled out the ground plug part. And that was, probably in the 70s. Anyway, it works.
Still.
It works, sort of. I'll just replace the plug.
Well, all I know is your cat's upset.
Oh, do you want me to fix it?
For her.
Oh, gotcha.
See, he does everything for his
I built
cat.
this garage for her.
Yeah, all of this wasn't here. There was no wall, and it wasn't finished.
It was just open, wall stuff.
Yeah, and then, I don't know, they started hanging out, and he wanted to make sure she was comfortable.
I was like, yeah, I needed to... Oh, well, actually, that all started because she didn't want to use... She didn't like Finny. And she didn't want to use his box. And then I had to restructure the cat door over there to make it smaller, which meant I started building a cat door, but I didn't want it to be just a cat door. I wanted it to actually have a transition path from the inside to the outside, complete with how you do the entrance to an igloo, which is the entrance goes in and then you dig down below the floor level and then up, traps the warm air. So I wanted to do that for her. And then I looked at the wooden shelves on the wall that were just sitting there, and here we are today. 78% done.
Okay, anyway.
Anyway.
Okay, so this is the Bell-matic Part 1 video from Francis Palmer. Love my blue dial 4006 6040 Bell-matic, but I would love one of those Cricket watches. There is something about having a mechanical alarm in such a small space. Almost seems impossible, but I love the sound.
No, yeah, it's nice. I assume you're talking about like Cricket was an earlier, I think it might have been like the first kind of alarm watch, but they had, I think they had sort of a scratchy, crickety noise to them, but I honestly, I don't know. I owned one and it was in really bad shape. It was old and dirty and it was missing a bunch of stuff and it lived in the bottom of some watchmaker's drawer for God knows how long. Vulcane Cricket watch.
Yeah.
Wait, well, how much do they go for? Wait, what? Let's insert a picture. She'll take a screenshot. So that's the first picture she found. And then she found this other one. It's a modern remake of it with a salmon dial. Is that, did I dream this, or is there like a big like salmon dial thing? Like,
well, I see actually boys like middle schoolers, and the dudes are wearing pink shirts. Like, it doesn't, I don't know.
I did love a pink Lacoste. Oh my God, I did love my pink Lacoste. That was just great. I wish I still had it. I wouldn't be able to get it around one thigh, but...
I'm looking at old ones now, and I know Chrono 24 is over whatever.
Yeah, their prices are too high because everybody's just wants to try and get an asking price.
Right, so this one person has an old one, and they're trying to sell it for $1,200.
I'll take a... Oh, no, I'm not going to promote that guy's listing.
Oh, yeah, no.
Okay, in any case, well, okay, cool. I know what they are. I'll start looking more into them, just so we know more. Thanks. Bell-matics, though.
And that goes to the next one from Bruce Barlow. Working on the first Bell-matic must have been fun.
That is why the Seiko servicing guides are invaluable. And I'm sitting there and I'm ripping this thing. I've already ripped it down to basically nothing, and I'm just thinking about it. And then I go and I clean everything, and I'm going to put it back together. And pride in my heart. I don't need to go to that shelf over there and get the servicing guide. I know what I'm doing. And like 20 minutes later, I got the guide out, which is great because the guide is it's everything you need in extremely clear English, and with excellent illustrations. It's a wonderful, wonderful book. Great reading too.
From CLO27, I've always thought that alarm feature was so cool.
It is cool. You know, I haven't really spent a lot of time wearing Bell-matics. Bell-matics have this thing where they have a smaller case. They have a pretty tight case, but they're a thick movement. So it's like, I don't know, they're a little bulky for me. Also, they're pretty conservative. But I'll tell you, one, accurate as hell, and two, the alarm feature is actually useful. When I was wearing it, I actually found myself using it.
When?
Oh, God, I don't know. At some point years ago, but it's like, oh, you need a 20-minute timer, and you don't know your phone because your son flushed it. And you're like, and you can just literally pull it out and set your 20-minute timer. It works.
But, like, what were you timing?
Oh, I don't remember. I would just find things, and I would be like, oh, I can figure out how to, how long that was going to take, or not that I can, have something to make me come up. Believe me, it worked, and I was blown away that the tool function on it was actually useful. I'm just telling you. It's like when I still had that big Swiss multi-tooled thing for my belt.
Yeah.
I had that. It's crazy. I used it all the time. All the time.
Yeah, but now it's just in the car.
I wondered where it was.
It's in the car.
That was nice. I had to leave that one. I had it after 9/11. I had I was going on a trip with my buddies. We were going over to Europe to look at World War II stuff. This was before she came around. And I had that thing, multi-tool thing, no way I was going to get that thing onto a plane. They were going to make me throw it away. And so I actually went back out of the airport at Boston and Logan, and they had a whole line of those concrete traffic barrier things, big double line of them going down there. And I took my gamble and I put it between two of them, like 3 or 4 in. I was gone. I went to Germany for 2 weeks and, came back. There it was. I have it today.
From Sidewalk Astronomy Netherlands. Better watch that watch or you'll have to go on spring safari on the floorboards again. What's worse is it's carpeted. We don't have wood floors downstairs.
No, we're going to, at some point, we're going to have to, but yeah. But I found actually what's great, in case anybody, even if you have wood floors, I found this is the silliest thing. I was tired of buying cans of canned air. I don't like doing it. So there's got to be something else. There has to be some kind of like powered air or some kind of crap. And I found something, and it was like this 3-in-1 blower and vacuumy thing. And it on the other side it had a little blower, and I got it. Didn't work. It did not. It worked. It was useless for what it was sold for, which is being basically canned air. It sort of pushes out a breeze. But the other side, the vacuum side, it's got long things. It's got a HEPA filter in there, HEPA filter. And if I lose something, I can just go under the bench and I carefully vacuum and vacuum and vacuum and vacuum and vacuum and vacuum. And 99 times out of 100, I find it. Between the vacuum and a big magnet, I really don't lose stuff too much.
And when I'm doing yoga, I find the pieces.
Well, that's because Finney likes to get on my bench looking for tape to chew. And so he walks over anything that I'm stupid enough to have left on my bench, including one time I was looking through my hands box. And so he must have gotten a bunch of like watch hands stuck to between his kitty toes. And there was like this trail of hands going back over to the door.
Why do you have a hand over here?
Because he's an idiot. Because he loves chewing.
Plastic and tape is his
Oh,
favorite.
He was fighting the wall last night after everybody went to sleep. He was in the kitchen in that high corner, I think. But he was like jumping up and down and like looking like he was like fighting something. And then I walked in there and he just stopped. And then I left and he started up again. I could hear it on the other side because of the bathroom.
Was he on the cabinet?
I think so. But he was fighting something
It was
up
probably a bug.
there. Maybe. It's true. It might have been the wall.
It might have been. Maybe it was a fuzzy on the wall.
There's a fuzzy in his head.
Or maybe it was the other cat.
There's a fuzzy in my head going round and round.
Can I read?
If you think that's the right thing to do.
Jam Bobby B. I am lucky enough to own the twin of that tuna.
Cool, man. That's awesome. Like, they're just cool. They're cool. They're beautifully done. And, lightning really struck twice for Seiko at that time. They really knocked it out of the park with the golden and the smaller one.
Okay. And from Gacha Champion, 100% Swiss-made watches, please.
My interpretation of this question is that this person is hoping to see me go over something non-Seiko.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay, I just wanted to run that out loud to see if that made sense.
Yeah, no, I thought that he just wanted to see a video or two or whatever on Swiss watches. You do work on them.
Yeah, well, I have a video I did, 2-3 weeks ago about building a project chronograph from parts in 100% Swiss. But it's not a bad idea. And so, yes, I'll go through and I'll look at I need to review all the contents of that stuff. I never write anything down, so I essentially have to memorize the contents of my watch drawers. Like, literally.
And then I have to organize and help.
But that certainly helps, but I have to go through them every month, basically, to kind of get a refresher about what's there and what's not. I will look through the Swiss watch drawers and see if I find something cool.
Okay, now we're on to the last mail call. Sidewalk Astronomy Netherlands, that Baby GS is a beautiful watch. I kept thinking that it was a Baby G, and I'm like, why is he really down for Casio? And I really wish my watch had a battery.
Thanks. That Baby G is cool.
Baby GS, not a Baby G.
Baby GS, Baby G. The Baby G, that's my rap name.
No. No.
No. My rap is what? Big Daddy what? Daddy something or other? remember, I was making you laugh hilariously like
Well,
2 months later, and it was like my street name.
I don't remember because
It'll
I
come to
keep
me.
laughing about Thug Shaker Central.
Oh, that's just so funny. Sorry, a digression within a digression. I guess Google Thug Shaker Central, and you'll get more than enough reading material. What was
Yeah, but I thought that it's about the look.
What?
I thought you said that it was a porn.
No, it is Thug.
But the I guess I don't want anybody being like, what the hell?
Okay, so these like teenage kids, right? These idiot teenage kids and a couple, I guess, over 18s were like recruited into this private chat with this like 20 or 21-year-old dude who is like, I'm cool, I have secret clearance. Look, I've been writing out all this secret clearance stuff. This is what it says because I can't take pictures. And all these like high schoolers were like, yeah, man, sure you do. So he was like, I'm gonna win this one, and he starts taking pictures of classified documents. Some of the classified documents detailed how high and how our intelligence assets inside the Russian government and military are. I mean, insane stuff to win an argument with teenagers. But yeah.
I was just dying. I was laughing so hard. Oh my god.
And if you look at the picture of the guy, my little joke might be even funnier. He was being hauled off by the either the military or I don't know. They had strong big trucks and stuff. And I looked. They were hauling down arm in arm to put him in the truck. And I said, he's never going to get to kiss a girl.
It's just so funny reading the articles, like we were reading the New York Times article, and I'm like, they probably never thought that they would type this ever. And usually the whole thing with espionage is I disagree with the government and I agree with them. No, this idiot wanted to win an argument with a bunch of teenagers.
On what kind of server?
A Discord server. Oh, a Minecraft Earth.
A Minecraft Earth Discord server.
But Sadie said that Minecraft Earth is doing a thing, so that might explain it, but I don't care. It's funny.
Well, it's also funny because in Minecraft is a meme. It's like, so if you say something that is potentially actionable, something really bad, or you're saying something, like, I don't know, whatever, you're joking around, dark humor, but you end the sentence with, in Minecraft.
What were we talking about?
I have no idea.
Okay. From JC, does the bracelet on your leisure use little spring bars to hold the links together?
Yes, little double-sided spring bars, I believe. Let me stop here, and I'll go find those, and then I'll make a little segment. Okay. There is my leisure, which is really a Hoyer. Ugh, I've been wearing this watch for the entire month, and I'm looking at it. I took it off because I forgot where I put it. But no, I just left it on the dresser. And so I put on this watch, and I'm looking at this one, and I'm like, oh my God, that's a cool watch. Anyway, yeah, the links, spare links are held together with a little spring bar right here, and this right there. Yeah, there are those cutouts. I have to clean this bracelet. I know I said that, but... And these look like I pulled these from something else to extend the bracelet. Oh no, it was one link I pulled from something to extend the bracelet. Anyway, that's what they look like. What? Oh, shoot. I forgot the most important part. Here's one of my other ones, okay? It's also horizontally brushed. Also has the double-ended Stellux clasp. Same links. It's by the same company. What's it say there in the fold? Spidel. I can't really see what that other stamp is. But, so whatever company in Japan was making these, they were making them for Spidel. And I think I've got another fold here as a generic. So I guess if you wanted to look for vertical striped Spidel band, it's got high polish sides. At least these were high polish with, you know, vertical brushing. Yep, okay. I mean, but the whole thing is just naturally hilarious. I mean, trading like the highest possible level of American state secrets, incredibly valuable
He
information.
shouldn't have even seen.
No, it was part of his job. He was hired to be intel. He was just an airman in the national.
Oh, and his stepdad. What was his stepdad retired from?
He was Air National. Well, this young man was Air National Guard, but his stepfather was a U.S. Air Force Master Sergeant. So that ought to go just awesome. Mm-hmm. Thug Shaker Central.
From Bruce Barlow, man, those Chrysler PT Cruisers are a terrible car, and the neon. He killed my neon. So, do you want to tell the story about killing my neon?
It wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. Okay, one of the things that Neon at that time had a problem with was the solenoid for...
Oh, you keep stepping on my
Sorry, I just stretched my leg out. Was the solenoid for the cooling, the electric cooling fan that's in front of the radiator for if you get stuck in traffic in the middle of a Boston summer going into the big dig tunnel, and it was like 90 and the thing failed and the engine was just it was so hot. I'm pretty sure what happened is I blew the head, but I was able to keep that car running. I got it all the way back from Boston to Providence. I made it the whole way, and we later sold that car.
Unfixed for $300.
We did. We sold it unfixed.
I just remember you were like, honey, I blew up your car or whatever. I was like, it's okay.
I didn't blow up your cat, though.
No. Okay, from Tallbrook, would British Racing Green be out of the question, or is it too much jag?
This is a question from the
Discussion about the MG.
discussion about the MG by Saul Brook, who's somebody I've known for ever and ever and ever. It's about the MGB. Saul, I would love to do British Racing Green. British Racing Green with like I don't know, maybe some kind of two-tone interior. My dad's 1958 Jaguar, which he bought as a complete piece of garbage, he did that in British Racing Green, and the interior hide was Connolly leather in sort of a lightish biscuit. I have a sample of that color. I actually don't really like it. It has a little too more kind of...
Too orangey?
No, it's... hang on. I don't mind orangey. I wish it was more orangey.
I'm going to suggest you insert a picture of the Jag in this part.
Gosh, if I could find one.
Oh, I'm sure you can.
Okay, well, let me make a notation and go like this. Okay, so here is a piece of the interior leather left over from Dad's car.
Really? I remember it being lighter.
Yeah, no, I wish it was. And it's also got this kind of hard finish. I'm just kind of a sucker for oiled leather, but it doesn't work for this kind of stuff. So, I don't know, man. She had a great idea to replicate the most common paint color that I had in all of my cars, most of which were vintage Fords, which is a white exterior with a two-tone red and white interior, just like my 59 Thunderbird.
I'm still lobbying for it, but Sebastian has more say than me.
I don't know. I think white isn't a good color for MGBs because it makes them look a little smaller. I don't know, and it doesn't show off their grace as well, like a BRG.
I saw an MGB-GT drive by me when I was going to pick them up.
Yeah, there's a dude who lives up in the mountains, I think, who's got his is white. Yeah, his is white, and he went to the coffee cars thing, and I happened to see him. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. I wish I had a car paint simulator where you could download, the 3D scan of your car.
He's talking about like Star Trek stuff.
No, you should be able to do it. You get the file for the car, the design of the thing, and you can just take it and manipulate it, which way you want, paint it the color you want to look at, change the interior the way you want to be. It's a visualization tool. That's what we ought to have.
I'm sure that somebody will say, hey, I know how to do basic Photoshop that you apparently don't, so why don't we work on this?
Here's me photoshopping. I would take a picture with my phone and print it out in black and white like it's a coloring page like we do for Sebastian, and I would go get the colored pencils and I would color it in. Sebastian and I would have a great time.
Yeah, that's his thing, is he wants to, when we're printing coloring pages for cars, he wants an actual car, and we only have a black and white printer, so then he has his own special cool coloring page.
Mostly at junkyards, that's his big thing.
Anywho, from Mr. Bass Holland, I recently bought a watch with NH35 movement. I wound it on Thursday morning, 9 o'clock 55 times. Work continuously except for sleeping and cooking, so that's minus 8 hours a day. It stopped running at 6:25 this morning. Is this normal? I'm afraid when I have to wind it too often, the screw ribs are going to wear off.
Okay, so there's a few things. First, about the threads for the crown. People are concerned about cross-threading them, especially because in 6309s it wasn't that hard to do, and it would ruin the case pretty much right away. I have a video about how to care for a 6309 screw-down crown, but those instructions are good for any Seiko with a screw-down crown. If you have a second to review that, go and check it out, because I do and show everything. Thursday, 9 in the morning, 55 times. It runs until the following Wednesday, and it was on your wrist, except at night, you put it away. But then it stopped at 6-something in the morning. I have a question. Did you change the day or the date after 9 p.m. or before 3 a.m.? Just a question. Seiko will wind to full power, which is like 45 hours of runtime. It can do that in a couple hours, not even that, an hour of wearing and moving around. Seiko's automatic winding system is brilliant, and it's efficient, and it works both directions. So it's a really efficient winder. You say it stopped. Is it still stopped? Can you get it going? How's the accuracy? So if you have that information, I'd be interested to hear it. You might also check to see if it's magnetized, or at least take it to a jewelry shop and say, can you guys just demagnetize this for me? And they'll do it. And then maybe that'll change something.
Maybe. This is from an older 6105 mail call video. From Steve Jones, I have recorded 3 earlier 6105 8000s.
Okay, this is from a slim case 6105. And, so the 6105 8000, 8009. And Solbrook and I, on these, by the way, I think we agreed that really it's the most elegant of the cases. I mean, I love the cushion case 6105. 6309, it's a little big for me, but that slim case 6105, it's an exquisite and understated and just restrained case design. It's pretty fantastic. But I have what I used to think was the third earliest serial number, like 592 was my production number. This gentleman says he's got 3 more before me. Well, that's cool. If you have the serial numbers, I'd love to hear them.
Yeah, that'd be cool. From Jose Luis Oliveira Goncalves?
Goncalves? Sorry.
ETA makes a 27 jewel quartz movement.
Yeah. Actually, I saw that Okay, so think about the 7As, right? Like the super chronograph that Sadie wants me to build her.
Okay.
The Aliens chronographs. Mm-hmm. They're 15 jewels. Seiko was the first one to ever do it. I was digging around at one of the watch supply companies, and I was looking at their ETA movements, and I was like, and it was an ETA, it was Swiss-made chronograph movement, literally 27 jewels. Wow. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. And I completely forgot about it. I wanted to hunt down and look for, because you can buy just the movements, but I wanted to hunt down and see what watches they went into, because I think that's 27 jewels. That's pretty impressive. Okay.
Your cat is melting. From Brian B4308. That was the most legendary on-the-fly beat error adjustment I've ever seen.
I read the comment and I was like, I wasn't quite sure what you were referring to, like maybe the method of how I do it, like with my hands and the tools that I use, which sometimes is whatever happens to be closest to my hand. I'm sorry to admit. I try to use the right tools, but the Klein motto is, why use the right tool when the wrong tool might work? But yeah, well, thank you. So I was like, I hope that's good, legendary. It helps. It's much easier to do something like that when the movement is clean and serviced with good amplitude. Because then you can get it's got to be clean and freshly serviced to be able to do that. If it's older or has been serviced for a long time, or it's a thrift store watch, any of the numbers you get out of a time grapher will be useless to you, because adjustment will be useless to you because the watch will not be running correctly. But so if you get it serviced and you've got a time grapher, you're just careful and you do something long enough, you do something enough times, and you might get a little better at it. I'm still working on that.
That's it.
That's all? Heavens to Betsy. Big Bertha and heavens to Betsy. Betsy was my grandmother. She was one of the two good people in my larger extended family. And her mother, who was a monster, her name was Bertha. And she was pretty big. And also a big alcoholic, too. But, that's that. Do we have anything else going on for this weekend?
You were going to rip fenders.
I'm totally going to do it. In fact, I'm not going to swear to making a video about it, but I might make a little one. I haven't put any new content to the MG thing for a long time, but maybe I'll talk about ripping, because if I rip those off...
I'm not listening to you because I was looking up Big Bertha and where it came from.
Tell them Large Marge sent you.
No, this is in the Britannica. Okay. The Big Bertha, German Dick Bertha, a type of 420 millimeter, 16.5 inch howitzer that was first used by the German army to bombard Belgian and French forts during World War I. Officially designated as the 42 centimeter Kurze Marin Canone. 14 liter 12, I don't freaking know.
I've got something in mind, don't mind me.
The gun was nicknamed Big Bertha by German soldiers after one of its projectiles completely destroyed Fort Lonquin during the siege of Liège, Belgium. A total of 12 Big Berthas were put into service. There you go.
And you think about all that killing and technology and money wasted and all that other crap, and it was for what?
A pissing match.
I'm going to start. No, I'm not going to start going off on the giant thicket that is the European royal family. Thank you, Queen Victoria. But it's like the world was plunged into 120 years of a stop and start world war because one extended family was made up of dicks. I mean, it's bananas. It's like World War I. It's like, seriously, they're all cousins. There's a family argument at a table, except they're using countries to do it. And they're still in charge to this day.
He's gonna, don't get him, oh wait, we're recording, nobody's getting him started, but himself.
I mean, the problem is it shows the efficacy of all these family members marrying each other so they can keep the money and the power in the family. Yes. Witness Cleopatra.
He just learned that. I learned it in 10th grade.
I had no idea. I had no idea. Did you know Cleopatra, she's referred to now as Cleopatra 7 because her immediate parentage above her, I believe for 6 or 7 generations above her, were brother and sister. Oh, I think there was one uncle niece. But in any case, she was the 7th because there were a bunch of them up above her, and they were basically, if you went back 120 years before Cleopatra's birth, she had one set of parents.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, so I just learned that. All right.
How'd she end up beautiful then?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I've read descriptions. I mean, Plutarch wrote about her and what she was like. It said that she was not so much that she was beautiful, but that she just had this like absolutely assured presence. She had this like star quality. And she was also apparently highly intelligent. Plutarch claims she spoke 12 languages.
Wow.
So, I mean, who knows? I mean, sometimes maybe if you're running that through that many cycles within the same first degree family, you know, you might get 3 eyes, or you might become hyper intelligent.
Anyway, I think we are done now.
Well, Kraken is.
Yes, you.
Oh, okay. All right. Bye, folks.
Bye.